Basically, because there's so much debris, this might just be our hardest undocking ever.
Look at that sunrise, that is incredible.
Well, we just heard a big thud under the boat. We've never heard that ever before. Crunchy on the outside and pillowy on the inside. Look at that pillow. That is a pillow, baby.
Hi, we're Jen, Elliot, and Ollie. In 2019, we left the United States and backpacked through 11 countries, all before deciding to come back home and try something completely new, pivoting into boat life. Our current adventure is America's Great Loop, a 6,000-mile journey through small towns, big cities, and the wilderness from the eastern portion of the United States, through the Great Lakes and Canada, and down the Midwest rivers, all aboard our home on the water, Pivot. Make sure you subscribe as we share our journey through the highs, lows, and everything in between.
Good morning. It is 28 degrees right now. There is ice on the boat. We are supposed to be leaving in 15 minutes. Elliot needs to do his engine checks, and we need to move a ton of logs that I've collected near the boat. I also need to wipe down the windows because there's all this condensation. It's like a rainforest in here, except it's just not warm. Every single day. Every day there's a ton of condensation on the windows. So that's job one.
Good morning from Demopolis, Alabama. We are going to be getting all of this debris that has accumulated on Pivot overnight. We got a lot of knocks and bumps last night from logs going down the river before we head out down the Tin Tom today.
My boat pole is frozen.
This is gonna take longer than I thought. Okay. Oh my god, it is so cold. My hands are ice cold, so I should have put on my gloves. This flotilla does not want to leave. So I think I'm just gonna try to not use the bath thruster this morning because I don't want to suck any of this junk up. And we'll push off.
The bath thruster will push this stuff into the dock. Today we are cruising with our buddy boats, New Bearings and Salty Lady, who we cruised with a few videos ago, also down on the Tin Tom. We started the Tin Tom with them, and here they are heading to the lock. Good morning.
Alright.
You need more room, what?
In that stern line? Or more room, more like line that out.
Basically, because there's so much debris, this might just be our hardest undocking ever.
Okay. See how fast the current is like whipping us around. I just realized this is not straight. Cool. Basically, what Jen and I did was we wrapped both lines around the cleats, but back to the boat, so we could stay on the boat when we got off the dock. We wouldn't have to worry about coming onto the boat as the boat's falling away. So that was good and safe. Then we took off the bow line first to let the bow kind of slide out, and then I evened my wheel out so we could just drive away. And Jen was at the stern with the boat pole, so we're moving. I'm gonna keep an eye on our gauges to make sure we don't suck up anything into our water strainers, but good start. Woo. Good job, babe. Jen was stressed about that all night.
I don't think it's the first time that I've said this on here, but I have a lot of anxiety about things, and I had anxiety all yesterday after seeing the amount of stuff after our run.
There was a lot of stuff.
There was a lot of stuff.
We heard a really loud bang this morning.
We heard several loud bangs.
Well, I heard one, but Jen heard more.
I didn't sleep very well.
Yeah. Overall, I would definitely stay here again, but maybe not when there's like a flood, yeah. This debris is because of the flood we had a few days ago, where they saw 15 feet at where they record the height. So we didn't see 15 feet again across the river, but where they recorded it was 15 feet, which means it was 1 foot above flood stage. And that's what you get debris, because the water rises up over the ground level. When it comes back down, it brings all the debris back into the river. And so we've heard so many different stories from people saying don't go until Wednesday, wait just a couple days. Nobody said go the first day right after the rain, but this is what we see. All this debris coming to Pivot this morning was because of the flood. And it's just interesting to see the causes and the effects.
Put your hand in mine, watch it water out the window. We can wake up anywhere tomorrow. It don't matter where we go, we're going somewhere. Turn it all around.
One thing's for sure, we are moving kind of fast. We're moving 2.6 knots at idle. That is ridiculous. We're moving 2.6 knots at idle.
In neutral, you mean?
In neutral.
No, we're not even in idle,
yeah.
we're in neutral.
We're in idle, or in neutral.
It's interesting, so even the barge captains are worried about the logs. We're hearing a conversation because Demopolis lock currently has a tug coming up, which is what we're waiting for. And so they're all talking about this log that's been following them from the Coffeyville lock. Like, that's like the first lock on the Tim Tom. It's kind of funny. Like, nobody is free from the logs and the debris. Luckily you can see them. Like, they're not under the water, so you just gotta move around them. But it's just another thing. One of the things, no big deal. Part of the fun.
Another thing to make today interesting, which is why we're doing the Great Loop. So, it's an interesting day. How pretty.
If we could just float down the entire Tim Tom like that, like this, it'd be so peaceful.
Yeah.
We definitely hit a few things, and tugs wouldn't like us. Well, tugs would probably just run us over, but it would be very cost efficient and very relaxing. Like a lazy river. I should probably watch the boat. We are going to the side.
Ollie, is it cold?
It's a perrito burrito. It's been about half an hour longer than the lock tender told our buddy boat this morning when she called at 5:30, but that's okay, no worries. Apparently there was a big log that was in the way of the doors or something like that. So the tug is coming out now, and we'll be able to...
Demopolis Lockmaster. You come through my upper gates, the second pin on your starboard side is missing, all other pins work. Roger that.
Very sticky, eh?
Yeah.
It's okay. So in this lock, the second, we normally dock on the starboard side. Second area has no bollard in it. And then the third area has all of this debris. So that didn't work either. So that's why we came on the port side. How's it going? We're about halfway down, I think.
Yeah. Not too shabby.
Good job. You're the best bollard line admiral, first mate, slash captain I've ever seen. Be a good girl. You sitting on your pee mat? We're not supposed to do that. It's for peeing only, not for sitting too. First lock was a success, and only lock today. Time to continue south. You can remove the line.
We're off.
There's a lot of debris out here. Like zigzag. Demopolis lock, this is Pivot. Thank you very much for the walkthrough and have happy holidays. Ooh. I don't know if you can tell because everything is moving with the swell. That's why it's hard to tell sometimes. But yes, you know, moving good 5 degrees each side. The sailboat, that might not sound like much. To Pivot on the rivers. We're bouncing.
Holy cow.
How you doing?
Oh my gosh.
A little excitement, eh?
That is not fun.
Any sort of beam, stuff on the beam is just not
fun.
Not fun.
No.
Although this wasn't too bad, but it still could have been worse.
Ollie is not having it.
Yeah.
I built a fortress deep within the woods. Stone walls echoed as you and I.
This morning for breakfast we have some avocado toast with some fried eggs and yeah.
So good, this avocado toast is great. So what did you put on it? What kind of spices?
Put some spices on it, some like red pepper flakes, salt because that's what makes the avocados pop, and yeah. And that's it.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah. Anyway, a simple breakfast, but it's warm. I made the mistake of not getting more oatmeal at the store this week. And oatmeal is our go-to warm breakfast, so I'm trying to get a little bit more creative with warm breakfast.
The water level right now is extremely high in the river. Basically on Navionics, on sonar chart, it'll tell you the depth of where you are. And it'll be pretty accurate because anybody who has their depth finder connected to Navionics, that data is sent back. So it's pretty up to date definitely on a well-traveled waterway like this. It says it's 18 feet right now. Our depth finder is saying 43 feet. So that's about 25 feet of additional water. That's how high the river is right now, 25 feet. And that is why we're going almost 10 knots. 25 extra feet. And it's apparently, the local tow captain just said it's going down at a pretty rapid pace. So it's kind of crazy to think, if I go into an anchorage with 15 feet of water, that's pretty comfortable for us for anchoring. It could be ground, maybe not in one day, but in maybe a week or so. We've been in constant communication with our buddy boats, just because it really affects where we go to anchor tonight, and safety, and being able to drop the hook and have enough scope, all of those things. And it's nice to be traveling with a group. We have 4 boats with us right now.
Now, if you remember from some of our earlier videos, this year we anchored in 50 feet of water on the Hudson River near Poughkeepsie, New York. And that was the deepest we've ever anchored in, and we really did not like that situation. We only had 3-to-1 scope out, which isn't a ton, but that was the circumstances. Our preferred anchoring is between maybe
I don't know, 10 to 15 feet of water. That's like our like sweet spot that we like to anchor in. But we'll go down as little as like 5 feet of water and as much as like 20 feet of water as like a we're okay kind of range. So this really does affect us quite a bit.
What's kind of insane is that in this loop just a few months ago, the Mississippi River was at record lows, and that was very impactful for the loop. Some people got stuck in St. Louis because barge ran aground and they had to close the Mississippi for a day or two. And now we have flooding. It's probably not record levels or anything, but we have flooding and we have 20 feet of extra water under the boat. And that's what's fun about the loop. Like, you're always in a different circumstance, a different environment, and a different situation, and it really helps you learn just the differences in boating in these areas. And it's also just interesting to see and just different.
Well, we just heard a big thud under the boat. We've never heard that ever before. So that was a little, yeah, we hit something.
Something hit us.
Or something hit us. Either way, not good. So
it's not vibrating as much, so I think it might have bumped something back to normal.
I don't think so.
It's been a very cool and rainy indoor day today. Jennifer was helming the past 2 to 3 hours and had to coordinate passing like 3 or 4 Pelican barges. So good job, babe. And we're about to pull into the anchorage. So we're here at Bashy Creek, which there's a boat ramp here and plenty of depth, it seems like. So the question will be, how do we get out of this, you know, actually we have like a 4-knot current here. So turning off while we have a 4-knot current, it's always fun. What?
Right up ahead.
New bearings.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. New bearings, new bearings. This is pivot on 16.
So they're anchored right over here, and our original plan was to go in here, but yeah, it is ripping.
Yeah.
So that's the creek over here. Yeah, it is ripping. It's pretty narrow in there too.
Yeah, that's super narrow.
It's always so hard to turn around.
Yeah.
Alright, we're going to try to set the anchor in a 4-knot current. I am idling and we're going 1.5 knots. 0 knots. That's crazy.
I'm just gonna...
Good.
Sweet. Mission accomplished.
Bruce from New Bearings, one of our buddy boats, came over with his 2 dogs and offered to take out Ollie, which was super kind because in this current, this is like a 4-knot current, this would really, really, really be testing our dinghy motor and would be definitely on the edge of any of the currents and anything like that that we have ever experienced on the loop. So with that being said, it was a very kind offer, and so Elliot hopped in their dinghy with Ollie and they are ashore where there is a boat ramp and some grassy field to let the dogs out and run and do their business and all of that. So thank you, Bruce.
Georgia, the jungle, watch out for that tree. Literally, floating at 4 knots.
Thank you, Bruce. You're the man.
MVP.
MVP.
Today is the first day of Hanukkah, so I'm making potato latkes. I've never made potato latkes before. We're making it today.
Those look amazing.
Thanks. We have, I did not make homemade applesauce. That's where I drew the line. But we have some applesauce, we have some green onion. We don't have sour cream, but we do have Greek yogurt. So, similar.
I like applesauce on my potato latkes.
Yeah, so we have applesauce for you. And they're looking nice and golden. They're looking nice.
Ollie, you gonna have?
Potato latke?
Ollie's like...
Are you gonna have a potato latke,
Ollie's
Ollie?
gelling
You
like
want
a
some?
felon. We got the drizzle of light rain on the boat. It's steamy in here. All the windows are kind of fogged over. It's very chill. It's getting a little cold. We might turn on the generator and the heater again in an hour or so, but...
Dinner.
Thanks, love.
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah.
Right.
Taste test.
Taste test. Mmm.
How'd it turn out?
Good. Crunchy on the outside and pillowy on the inside. Look at that pillow. Mmm. That is a pillow, baby. And look at that crunch on the outside. Woo!
We just had a realization on board Pivot.
Today's our last full day in fresh water, and tomorrow's our last lock, potentially.
Ever. No, I'm just kidding. For this loop. Which could be ever. You never know what's going to happen in the future.
You never know.
Coffeyville lock. This is sad.
I like locks, and I like the rivers.
Yeah, me too.
Which means tomorrow night, we're anchoring tomorrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which means tomorrow night, we are anchoring in tidal water. Which I feel like...
It's still a river, though. But
it's still a river, but it's upriver. So it has less tidal change than downriver. But
we have
still.
to figure out what that means again.
Yeah, exactly. I feel very
months.
mentally.
Ever since the Hudson, that was our last time in tides.
Yeah.
And that was in July. No, that was in June.
What?
Wow. And it is December. Wow. Last 2 weeks of the year.
Wow.
Anyway, on that bittersweet moment, we're gonna end the vlog. We're gonna reminisce all the amazing locks tomorrow when we go through our last log.
Yeah. And all the great lock tenders we had.
Maybe we'll do a lock montage tomorrow with some Sarah McLachlan. I will remember you.
It's funny.
Oh, make sure you subscribe to see that wonderful thing.
Or subscribe and just skip that part.
Thanks for watching, y'all. Have a good night.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Goodbye.
Alright. This comes through. We have 5 more rounds of that.
God, my hands are ice cold. It's 28 degrees. What's the hold up now, people? Be free.
Push it real good. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Push it real good.
It's so thick.
Oh my gosh, there's a buoy in their front.
Oh, hot damn. Look at that damn. Pivots crossing in the AM.
Wow.
Wow.
Crunchy on the inside and pillowy on the inside.
You said crunchy on the inside.
Oh,